please don't resist the darkness. It's not healthy. It's not healthy to push your mind to its limits the way you do. Just letting the busyness take over when you know that letting in the dark would feel so good because you're tired and because you deserve rest. You don't have to overflow your head with worries and noise and obsessions. You can do that during the daylight hours, during your work hours, when you can actually do something about all those thoughts and responsibilities. But right now it's bedtime, so please don't resist the darkness. Please. Please let the darkness in. Let it cloak you in silence and stillness. One of my favorite ways to let myself slip into darkness is to wear my Manta Sleep mask. Manta Sleep has sponsored this video, and they produce high-quality sleep masks that provide a 100% blackout, customizable eye cups and straps, along with other sleeping accessories. I've raved about my favorite sleep mask of theirs, the Pro model, for over a year now, so I figure today's a good time to show y'all one of my other favorite products from them. Their steam eye cups. Like all their eye cups, you can either buy just the cups or you can buy them with a mask. I like to use my other bands for these cups. They're especially made to soothe dry eyes, which I do suffer from, especially on days that I wear mascara. So how these work is you pop them in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then you put them into the mask with Velcro. They stick right on, like that. And then you wear them for 5 or so minutes for all-day relief from dry eyes. Personally though, I like to use these as part of my bedtime routine because they are so relaxing. Having a warm thing on your face while you're all cuddled up in bed is unmatched. It's like having a cat on your face, except there's no butthole, so it's even better. I'm saying it, steam eye cups, better than a cat on your face, which is honestly hard to beat, but Manta Sleep has done it. The warmth and the steam soothes my eyes so much that even if I'm planning on journaling or reading before I go to bed, 90% of the time I just end up going to sleep right after I take these off. It feels like such a sleep body hack that I'm obsessed because it doesn't come in the form of like a pill or something that I have to put inside of my body. I just put it on my face and I fall asleep. So if you want to get your own Manta Sleep mask or any of these little accessories, then please use my code SLEEPY at checkout to get 10% off your order. It's also a perfect time to take advantage of their Valentine's Day deal. Buy any mask and get 50% off any mask accessory. Thank you so much to Manta for sponsoring today's video. Now that your world is a little bit darker, I want to help you feel as relaxed as possible so that we can quiet that busy mind and help you remember what it feels like to be nothing. So I want you to blink with me. My cat's scratching her ear right now. Don't think about that though. She's finished scratching her ear. You can scratch your own ear right now. Get all your itchies out, okay? Scratch everything you want to scratch. And now we'll blink together. We're gonna do 10 slow blinks. Alright? I'm gonna tell you when to close your eyes and when to open them. And every single time that you open your eyes, it's going to be a little bit harder. Okay? Close, open, close, open, close. Feel how good it feels. Open, close. Nice and heavy. Open. And now that your eyes are open, don't you know what would feel so good to close them again? And open, close and open, close and open, close, open, close, open, close. Savor it. Savor the feeling of the darkness and the heaviness and the peace. And then open. Hello. Hi, hi, hi. Did you blink 10 times? That's good. That's very good. Alright. Now, go back to blinking at whatever speed feels natural to you. You can close your eyes for real if you'd like. But now we're gonna do some breathing. I'm not gonna guide you with this one, not exactly. I want you to breathe slow and deep. And I want you to try and breathe quietly, okay? Maintain the depth of breath, but no loud noise. Just breathe deep. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit. As you breathe and as you feel the heaviness of your eyes, I'm going to talk to you about breath. And rather than guiding your breathing specifically, I want to guide your thoughts. In Abrahamic religions and in Judaism specifically, breath is tied to the soul. Breath is thought to be the sort of root ingredient of man. Whenever God ensouls a human, what God does is breathe into them. And whenever we breathe, it is an affirmation of our soul. An affirmation of our soul. And whenever we are reduced to just our breath, like when we dream, when we sleep, when we meditate, or when we rest in contemplative prayer, when we experience that oneness, that sense of unity, sometimes experienced or described as a sense of nothingness, that is the purity of becoming just your breath. Just that raw human who's both highly evolved. It's not like you're a little dumb baby anymore or nothing like that. You are evolved and intelligent. You're an intricate creature made uniquely and perfectly and beautifully. And yet you are just your breath. You are just your own unique in and out. And the feeling of being you is separate from any of the things that you do. All of that stuff is just sprinkles, just icing on the cake. Your job, your friends, your hobbies, those are all the clothes that you wear. Each of us has a unique breath, a unique soul. And even though we all breathe, focusing on your breath can be one of the things that grounds you in the uniqueness of what it feels like to be you. What it feels like for your heart to beat in your chest, for your brain to buzz in your head. Hopefully that buzz now is simplifying into a low hum. Simplifying into a low hum. A low hum. Just loud enough to remind you that you're still awake and you're still listening. Now I want you to have your eyes closed, okay? And I'm going to ask you a couple questions and guide you along in a little story inside of your brain. I think it will help you get to sleep. So keep your eyes closed. And I'm going to ask you some questions about who you are. And your answer is going to change the story. So, first of all, I want to know if you grew up in a house or in something that was not a house. If you grew up in a house, I want you to imagine a dog, and that is your creature. If you grew up in not a house, I want you to imagine a cat, and that is your creature. Dog if house, cat if not a house. Now, I want you to remember being in elementary school, primary school, and if you identified more with learning in class, or if you identified more with playing sports. And of course you may have done both, but I think most elementary students tend to gravitate more towards learning book subjects or playing sports, right? So, if you gravitated more towards learning things in class, I want you to imagine your creature walking down the beach, walking down the beach. And if you played sports, I want you to imagine your creature walking through a beautiful wood, a beautiful forest with big trees and light glittering through the leaves. So now you have either a cat or a dog walking through either a beach or a forest going to figure out the time of day. It's going to be either sunrise or sunset, sunrise or sunset. And this will depend on whether or not you have any siblings. Siblings, okay. If you had any siblings, your creature is walking through your location at sunrise. If you had no siblings at all, your creature is walking through your location at sunset. In both scenarios, the sky is a beautiful orange, beautiful orange. And in both scenarios, the air is warm and comfortable. In both scenarios, you can spot Venus, the morning and the evening star, shining bright in the sky. And in one scenario, the sun is slowly rising, and in the other, the sun is slowly sinking. Now, I want you to remember vacations wherever you grew up. So, the years of 0 to 18, and if you're younger than that, then your whole life. Whenever you were growing up, if you ever went on a vacation that was more than 5 hours of travel away, car or drive, whatever mode of travel you actually used, walking, if you ever walked 5 hours to get somewhere, if you ever went on vacation more than 5 hours away, your creature is walking home from an adventure. And if you, in all of those years, never traveled more than 5 hours away, your creature is walking away from home into the great unknown. Walking away from home into the great unknown. In both scenarios, you're excited. You're excited either for the comfort of your home, your pack, or you're excited for something grand and far away, something you haven't experienced yet. You're excited for either settling back into your routine or learning something new about yourself and the world around you, shaking up your life a little bit. Now, last question. This will determine the weather for your creature. I want you to think of whether or not you have any pets right now. If you have a pet right now, then the weather for your creature is a light drizzle, a warm drizzle, nothing that could cause cold. Feels a little bit good. Big, thick Studio Ghibli rain droplets falling from the sky. If you do not have a pet, the weather is completely clear. Clear skies, and the air is still. No wind. Calm, empty skies as your creature walks to or from home during sunrise or sunset, on the beach or in the forest, a cat or a dog. I want you to think of your little scenario, okay? And in real life, instead of thinking about your hands in your bed, on your chest, on your tummy, at your sides, wherever they are, I want you to imagine the feeling of the earth under your creature. Maybe it's the forest floor, leaves and twigs, a little bit crunchy, a little bit dirty, but very solid ground. Or maybe it's sand, and stepping forward is a little bit difficult because your feet sink a little bit every time. But the sand is warm, and it is getting in between your toes. But it feels good the longer you walk on that beach. Every now and then the ocean comes whoosh, whoosh, whoosh over your feet and washes it away, washes it away, washes the sand away, washes the sand away. And instead of the smells of your room, wherever you are, I want you to smell the weather of your scenario. Maybe it's the sea breeze on a hot, clear day. Maybe it's the forest during a light, warm drizzle. And you can let that smell creep into your nose, creep into your mind. Maybe you smell some fish. Maybe you smell some delicious mole rat hiding under a tree, and maybe you'll want to hunt it. There's all kinds of things that you could smell, that you could see, that you could feel in your body walking in that beach or in that forest. And with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine it in as vivid of detail as you can, okay? Walking into your future. A future that you're excited for. A future that you elected for yourself. A future that you're in control of. And a future with no grand responsibilities other than simply following your nose to what makes you happy. That's the only responsibility you have here, okay? Walk, one step at a time, away from your bed and into the scenario that you've chosen. Step, 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 step into the sunset or into the sunrise, excited for a beautiful day, or excited for a wondrous night. Or maybe it will be a night of hunting. Hunting on the forest floor, hunting on the beach. Whatever it will be, allow yourself to be excited for the world that you've sunk yourself into. And you don't want to open your eyes because your cat or dog world is so interesting, isn't it? So let the darkness take over, please. Please enter the darkness and let yourself go into a dream of silence and wonder and beauty and relaxation and peace, where you're safe and warm and quadrupedal. Okay. Sleep well, my friend. I hope that you have good dreams.